Phew. I still haven't recovered from that. Boy, it's good, guys. Welcome back on the Uncle Sharma channel. I can't believe I'm saying the scoreline. Inter 4, Juventus 4. Inter 4, Juventus 4. An 8-goal thriller in the Derby d'Italia. This was completely unexpected. A great advertisement for Serie A around the world, I guess, after the El Clasico yesterday, the 4-0 drubbing, the Barcelona drubbing Real Madrid at the Bernabeu. So these two teams thought, okay, you're going to do that? We'll go one up and completely forget how to defend. Both sides yesterday, Real Madrid decided that they wanted to forget how to defend. But today, Inter and Juve said, they shook hands before the game. It was like, let's both just forget defending. Defending is optional. Let's just forget defending and concede 4 goals. And honestly, it could have been more for both teams. Inter could have scored 5 or 6. Juve could have scored 5 or 6. It was an absolute embarrassment. Neutrals, I hope you enjoyed it. Inter fans, we did not enjoy that because that felt like a loss to me. I don't know about you guys. As Adam says, we bottled it. Inter bottled it. That was embarrassing. The defending, that is not champion material. This team is not going to win the championship like this. This team is not going to win no Scudetto like this. This team is in big, big trouble. That was absolutely atrocious defending. I think Inzaghi and hope the players are ashamed of that performance because that was absolutely shameful, conceding 4 goals, being 4-2 up as well. So it felt like it was that Coppa Italia final. Remember, guys, a few years ago when we went down and then we ended up winning 4-2. I think Juve went 2-1 up and we came back and won it 4-2. So I thought maybe it was going to be like that. Like, okay, finally, after that crazy first half, 3-2, ended up being 3-2 at half time, like one of the craziest first halves ever in history. And then it just continued. The craziness just continued. Like, we just did not control the game at any point. And shout out to Italian Football TV. I mean, all the records were broken today. Last time there was 6 goals in the Derby d'Italia in the league, obviously, was 90 before I was even born. And then Inter, negative record broken here. Since 2020, we were the only club in the top 5 leagues, only club, guys, that had not conceded 4 goals in a single league game. Under Inzaghi, that's one thing I've always said. We never crumble. We never conceded too many goals in one game, obviously, I'm talking about. And today we broke that record finally now. We conceded 4 goals. Guys, that was an absolute shit show of a game. Very entertaining, but an absolute shit show of a game. And my heart still has not recovered from that. What crazy game. But I am not impressed. I am very, very annoyed by this Inter team. Very annoyed. I can't believe what I just saw. I honestly can't believe what I just saw. And yeah, Mattia, with defending like this, both teams, I mean, Juve, with the whole record of, only 1 goal conceded before this game, today came to the San Siro, we handed them 4 goals. Hopefully other teams in Serie A learn that you can score against this Juve team. It's not illegal to score against this Juve team. Both teams are going nowhere if they're going to concede like this. But for us, this is already normal this season. We've already been defending atrociously. For Juve, this is the first time this season, maybe aside from the Champions League game, last Champions League game, where they defended atrociously. For us, this is becoming the norm this season, and we're not going anywhere, guys, like this. We're not going anywhere. And I don't blame you, Nick Knox. Too upset to even think about Inter. And there's one guy, guys. There's one guy that's smiling out there. You know who he is? That guy with a fake hairdo. Antonio Conte, that guy from Lecce who currently is at Napoli. That guy is the only guy smiling today watching that game. He claimed, by the way, that he wasn't going to go watch this game. They asked him, are you going to watch the Inter Juventus game? He was like, no, I'm not going to watch that game. Sure, buddy. You are. This was his face watching both teams defend like absolute circus clowns and watching his team go 4-point clear now. I mean, in terms of the result, this is what I was kind of expecting. My prediction was a 0-0 or 1-1, which obviously I was way off. probably my worst prediction of the season. So in terms of the result, it's not the end of the world, and it's not, nothing I wasn't expecting. But in the way that we had the control of the game, or we should have had control of the game in terms of the result, 4-2 up, it feels like an absolute loss. And now Napoli, who's still yet to play both Inter and Juve, now sit comfortably 4 points clear at the top. So if there's one winner this weekend, it is definitely Antonio Conte, Napoli fans, and Napoli. Before we get into it, guys, today I got a lot of screenshots to go through from the game to analyze the game. It's a hard game to analyze, really, when there's so much that's going on. It's more like just looking at what the hell happened, and every single person, every single player is to blame. It's a difficult game to analyze in terms of that because there's so much to go through. But before we get into that, guys, 98 people in the chat. Please, at least you guys defend the Uncle Sharma channel. Defend better than Inter. Defend the honor of this channel, at least by leaving a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. We've had a nice influx of new subscribers recently. We finally got to the 9K point. Road to 10K begins now. So thank you, everyone that's new to the channel. But yeah, my goodness. Atrocious performance from the guys out there. Atrocious. I almost don't even want to be here with you guys. Adam, we had no control of the midfield even before Frattesi. But yeah, once Frattesi came on, we even had less control of the midfield for sure. Today, there was no control at any point. This is a win for Juve. They took 2 points from us. Yeah, that exactly. I mean, again, as I said, if you ask Juve fans before the game, if they take a draw at the San Siro, they would have said yes. But now, taking a draw 4-2 down at the Meazza, that's almost like, that's getting an extra 2 points with them. And yeah, today, Inzaghi, our best player, especially in terms of the strikers, Lautaro was not good today. Thuram was causing havoc left, right, and center. He was arrested in the Champions League. Only came on at the end and scored. Why the hell are you taking Thuram off? He is the one that's going to stretch the defense. He's the one that provides that pacing behind the dribbling. Kalulu couldn't handle him. Danilo couldn't handle him physically. As soon as Thuram left the pitch and Taremi came on for Thuram, I don't disagree with the Taremi subbing. I disagree 100%. Lautaro should have been taken off today. Lautaro, not good enough. Hasn't been good enough this whole season. We're getting to November now. Still not good enough. Highest paid player in the team by a long stretch now. Hasn't proved it. Nowhere near the player he was last season. He should have been taken off today. Not Thuram. Inzaghi subs today. Pavard, yes, he was on the yellow card, but do you need to bring on Bisek at that point? I don't think so. Really, 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 really disappointing game. All round. Yeah, we really, really struggled. All the fast players today. Conceição, Yildiz when he came on. Timothy Weah looked like prime Ronaldinho at times. We are struggling with these fast, tricky players, and I'm scared for the Arsenal game now. Arsenal will rip us a new one with Saka, Martinelli, those types of tricky players as well. If we defend like this 1v1 with these guys, Kenan Yildiz ripped us a new one today. Embarrassing. I think he scored 1 goal in the league before today, Yildiz, or did he even score in the league? I know he scored in the Champions League. Really, really embarrassing. Yeah, we'll go through all the goals. First goal was definitely not De Vrij. I'll go through why. I know everyone pointed at De Vrij, but once you see the screenshots, it definitely was not De Vrij. Second one, absolute shit show again. Third and fourth, absolute shit show again. We'll go through it all. Just, I'm not going to really defend anyone particularly. It's just to go through. Zielinski's, in my opinion, the first 2 goals, you'll see why. Zielinski, again, obviously, it's not his position, we know, but Zielinski was really, really poor defensively. Really, really poor. Ahmed says, embarrassing. This is probably the most upset I've been as an Inter fan, honestly, probably since the Sassuolo game 1920. I mean, we've had worse games since then for sure as well. Knicks Knocks, for sure. Sassuolo last season potentially as well. But yeah, because it's Juve, like the team that we hate the most. Like, they physically make you feel sick. This team, And we even get 2 penalties. And you don't win the game after you even get two penalties. Not that they weren't penalties, they were soft penalties. They were obviously true penalties, but you just throwing away the extra 2 points there, as Ian says, unacceptable. I want to see, like, I want Inzaghi. I mean, obviously he's not going to do it, but that meme of the guy, that one, he's in the dressing room, the old coach, and he's just going around slapping every player, like, boom, 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 boom. Every single one of them deserves a slap in the face. Whew. Bro, that's the last thing that I was focusing on. There wasn't really any, like, injuries, people down injured for a long time, but yeah, I'm not really focusing on that, Shakir. To be honest, more extra time, I would be worried Juve scoring, bro. I'm actually glad that game was over. At halftime, I was like breathing a sigh of relief that it was over, and at full time, I was breathing a sigh of relief because we could have lost that game, guys. I did not have faith in this team winning that game. I was thinking that a few more minutes and Juve could have won that, especially with the fast and tricky players that they still had on the pitch. Safe to say, Denzel Bissek come on the right shouldn't happen again. Yeah, I mean, at the end, on that right-hand side, things just completely collapsed. You get 2 pens, score 4 at home, simply can't lose from there. Exactly, Tommy, exactly. Eduardo, thank you very much for the support on the channel, as always. I appreciate you. Again, you are a top defender of this channel, defending much better than these guys out there. Dumfries, brick freeze, whatever you want to call it. 1 miss, 1 goal, 2 bad defending led to goals. Yeah, we'll get into that. I don't really know how much really to blame him for this, especially for the second goal. He gets a nutmeg for both of the goals. But yeah, there's definitely someone has to be blamed for those. Like, close him down, do something, bro. You can't be like, Yildiz scored on us, like, prime Gareth Bale when he scored the exact same 2 goals on us, or 3 goals in that Champions League, that famous Champions League game where he tore Zanetti to shreds. Not the away one where he tore Maicon to shreds. The first one where it was I don't think Maicon was even playing that game at the San Siro. And Bale scored a hat-trick when we won 4-3. But that's what Yildiz came on and scored the exact 2 same goals. Man, we shouldn't be worrying about a loss in the last 15 minutes. Stefan the Fridge is finito. He might be. We have too many grand positive team. We need players like Yildiz and Conceição. Yeah, well, yeah, we know that we definitely need those types of players that give us something else. Share the ups and downs, brother. Can't always be winning. Yeah, no, of course, but there's also ways to lose, isn't it, Debbie? Or there's ways to draw, and that definitely is not the way to draw a game, being 4-2 up against the, your title contenders, your arch enemies. Taremi's not been high impact either. Yeah, I agree. It's not today, not particularly high impact. But again, I don't really see why the hell Thuram was subbed off for Taremi. I think he could have made a bit of an impact alongside Thuram, because Lautaro, as soon as Thuram came off, we lost all the duels in attack. Yeah, since the captain, the derby, yeah, but Limone on this, he needs to just and we know Lautaro in the past, Simone always subbed him off, especially in the first couple of seasons. Lautaro, 70th, 80th minute, was always subbed off under Conte. We know that he doesn't have that engine usually, Lautaro, especially if he runs a lot. He doesn't have that engine to go for the full 90 minutes. Yeah, look at that. The neutrals were enjoying it. All the Rossonero in the house enjoying it. Lab Gorilla, the Milan fans enjoying it. I think there was someone else as well. Yeah, it was Lab Gorilla again. But I'm sure all the neutrals were enjoying that. Is that all he did? 2 passes in 30 minutes? Jeez, yeah, that shows you the loss of control completely in that. I do not know how the hell FotMob, of course, I know in terms of they have these algorithms that automatically calculate these ratings, but no one deserves a green rating. Maybe only Thuram would give it to. Zielinski, obviously, for the 2 penalties, but Zielinski also wasn't good. He was not good. In terms of his job as a CDM, as the shield in front of the defense, and in terms of also setting the tempo, setting the play, really didn't do too much of that either. kept it neat and tidy. But I don't think anyone deserves a green rating today. Obviously, no one in defense. Zomer as well today. Zomer definitely. Zomer on the Yildiz goal, especially the second Yildiz goal to find the 4-4 one. He should have done better, but again, came through the legs of Dumfries. It's always hard for a keeper when it comes through the legs of a player. Eminem says this was 3 points lost by Inter. Really sour taste in our mouth. Too many lost chances. Atrocious defending. 100%. 100%. Well, I don't know about Martinez getting minutes, but yeah, Zoma, he has been solid this year, Zoma. So I don't really see the push for Martinez getting the minutes. But today, definitely not his best game. Not his best game. When will Mickey play Regista? Yeah, maybe that's also an option. But again, Mkhitaryan, did you see Mkhitaryan for, on Conceição on the second one? He got absolutely killed. But Mickey probably has a bit more understanding and more discipline and more IQ, especially defensively compared to Zielinski for that role. But this is a emergency situation. Aslani was going to start if Aslani was fit. Inzaghi did confirm it. If Aslani he still has pain from that knock he got in training last week. If Aslani was slightly more fit, he would have started. Today was an absolute emergency where Hakan is out and the vice Hakan is out. So the emergency was Zielinski there. But in my opinion, he should have probably continued with Barella. Barella's played the CDM 2 games in a row. Should have just continued for the 3rd game in a row and played Zielinski in his usual role. So I don't really understand why Limone decided to play Zielinski. Yeah, so that's definitely something I disagree with on Limone today. Why play Zielinski in the unfamiliar? I know he's played it for Poland a few times recently, but it is an unfamiliar role from him, and he just doesn't have that defensive mind, the defensive IQ. Neither does Barella really, but we know that Barella has stepped in that role, especially he's already done it recently. So I think today Zielinski should have played as a mezzala. Barella should have played as a CDM. But apart from that, yeah, the starting lineup, it picks itself today. But that was, I think, one mistake from Simone today, because Zielinski just doesn't have the understanding and defensive. It's not even about being used to it. Like, he just doesn't have it. Like, we saw Hakan once first game Hakan stepped in was like, Barcelona, and you could just see it defensively. This guy was already on it. Like, he likes he likes going in for tackles, likes slide tackle, likes defending, enjoys it. He's got that grinta. Zielinski, you can tell he doesn't really. He goes in tackles half-heartedly. He follows players, but he doesn't follow the run fully. He just doesn't have that. Maybe he could develop it, if he keeps playing there. But why? Why would you want to? Why would you want to? Do you agree with Inzaghi having to play with yellow card? No other manager does it. I hate it. Yeah, we know that. That's him. But there's also, when you look at the stats, Inter are always the team with the least red cards because of this. He is paranoid about this red card, going down to 10 men. And he's been proven right about that over the last few seasons. But sometimes he does take it too far. And especially in terms of, can you, mods, Mattia, if you're seeing some, guys, please block them. I'm starting to see some comments coming in that shouldn't be there. Please appreciate that if you can. But sometimes he does take it too far. Like a guy like Benji Pavard, yes, he got a yellow card. Yes, maybe he hasn't been at his best this season, but we're talking about a multiple Bundesliga winner, a World Cup winner, Champions League winner, over 50 caps for France. This is an experienced guy. So he does not need to necessarily be subbed off, and especially bringing on another guy that's not been, he's been okay this season, Bisek, but way more inexperienced, and you coming on in a game like this as well to hold a 4-2 lead against Juve, is that really the right decision? So yeah, I really did not agree with it today. In general, he's been proven right on it, but yeah, same as you. I'm not really a fan of this obsession that Simone has, but he's proven right about it. But sometimes I think he goes over the top, over the top. Yeah, and Mattia's too angry to. Oh, yeah, it's fine, bro. I understand. Dimarco coming off is worrying to me. The freeze was in yellow. Yeah, I mean that is also, but that's also because the Dumfries thing is. So we are the injuries, guys. It's the injuries as well. Today, the Dimarco. So Dumfries started, but I think Dumfries started because of the Carlos Augusto injury, because he trusts. We know Darmian can also play as a left wing back. So because there's no, Vice Dimarco, he wanted to keep Darmian ready to come on as a left wing back. So that made sense. But then when Dumfries goes on the yellow, there's no. I know Buchanan was on the bench, and some people say, "Why is Buchanan coming on?" Guys, the guy hasn't played for 4 months. I'm actually surprised Buchanan hasn't been like playing with the Primavera, with the youth team, because usually they do that when some players have been out for a long time. They usually ease them in with Primavera games. But Buchanan's had nothing. You can't just throw him in after 4 or 5 months out with a broken leg, and you just throw him in, in this derby. So there was no Vice Dumfries. So I think if there was someone, Dumfries would have been taken off as well. But yeah, there's Anthony, man. I'm glad I hope you didn't wake up for that, bro. That was absolute shit show. Very entertaining game for neutrals, but one of the most embarrassing games you will have set your eyes on as an Interista, especially in recent years, defensively, as a team, especially as an Italian team, but in general, Inter, we do pride ourselves on our defending. Not much this season. That was absolute disgrace. Yeah, we had them on the ropes. We had them beat. And we might regret this. Again, it's really early. Match day, 9? It's again early days. But, when you look down at the end of the season, when we get to match day 35, 36, 37, you'll think, where are we missing 2 or 3 points? And you'll think back to this game where you were winning 4-2. And it might be the game where you think back to. So definitely a game where you're up to 4-2 at home. You're going to think back to that. Missed chances, missed opportunities, shite defending. Dumfries was embarrassing in defense, but good going forward. Yeah, he was, but the defending then just ruined all that. Oh my goodness, Adam woke up at 4 a.m. for this. I'm really sorry for you, Adam, and other guys out there in Australia or in Asia. If you guys stayed up late to watch this, well, actually today the game was a bit early kickoff, but still, if you stayed up late for this, I feel sorry for you. My heart goes out to you. Who gives about our week? Only. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna get into the screenshots now. There's so many to go through. I don't really want to go through them because we're just gonna, be in pain watching some of the action, some of the defending. And yeah, I agree, Filippo. You have to trust Benji Pavlov, World Cup Champions League winner, to not get a second yellow. And he was playing good today, in my opinion. I think if I had to play out of the back three today, Benji, I thought was one of the better ones as well. So yeah. Anyway, let's get into I'm not going to call it analysis. We're just going to go through some screenshots because I'm too angry and too disappointed to really kind of dive deep into things and be cerebral with this. It's just, yeah, that's how I'm feeling, bro. Nick, now sometimes I'm like, I should just forget this and just, sit and wallow and just, order a takeaway, order some junk food and drown my sorrows. But we are here, guys. We are here, so leave a thumbs up. Yeah, if you saw the lineups, before the game, the official Serie A lineup put Barella as a CDM. As I said, he should have been. You continue. Barella's played the last 2 games. Just continue playing him there. Why would you step Zielinski there? But anyway, that was the mistake number 1 from Limone today. The start wasn't too bad, but it already showed some real red flags when you the game. The first 5-6 minutes, Juve seemed a little bit more up for it. They definitely didn't seem nervy. I guess that's the advantage of having a young team. They don't really feel the pressure as much. Zielinski got hurt and asked for us. Oh, that's not good news. We don't need more injuries in midfield. Thank you for letting us know about that, Paki. But then we did have a quick, nice little 5 minutes in. Good cross from Denzel here. Again, he was good going forward today, Denzel. I'm glad that he started ahead of Darmian. This is what, we've been saying all season, like, just that Denzel should be the starting right wing back. Could Lautaro have done better here? Because Denzel actually does really well. He actually whips it. And I think maybe Lautaro wasn't expecting it because Denzel doesn't really do this too much. Early cross with whip. A lot of the times, Denzel always usually waits to get to the byline or near the byline to get the cross in. So maybe he wasn't expecting it. But here, he is ahead of Kalulu. There is a nice curl on the ball. I think he could have done better here to get to the ball, and he didn't. But that was, decent early start. And then here, this actually comes from Benji Pavard making a nice run into the byline again. Danilo kicks through Marcus Thuram, who gets to the ball first. Danilo kicks his leg. Nothing of the ball. They didn't actually show the replay properly, but I'm pretty sure it seemed like it was a penalty because Danilo didn't really complain too badly. And Zielinski surprised that, but I mean, not too much of a surprise. I was just surprised because I thought Lautaro, I still thought that he would be stepping up for these types of penalties. But we talked about it in the Zielinski scout report. He was one of the penalty takers at Napoli and has a very good record on penalties and scores this. I'm very glad that he scored his first goal for Inter here. What a big goal to score as well. Well, should have been a big goal. I was, thinking, yes, maybe this is a 1-0, nice 1-0 victory we can get with a nice early goal. Obviously, I was completely off that. Straight down the middle, beats Di Gregorio. Great start. And then completely thrown to the trash just a few minutes later. Juan Cabal, of course, the defender that maybe I was not convinced by him, but on reflection, as I said, I've said this for a few weeks now because they've ended up signing someone that's not ready at all from the Argentinian league. Juan Cabal, lovely floated ball over to McKennie, who taps it to Vlahovic, who scores finally after 8 games goalless for Vlahovic at the San Siro, finally breaks his duck, which is another negative record that we broke today. Now, when you see the screenshot, and I saw all the rage online on Twitter was on De Vrij, because there it looks like it's Stefan De Vrij, Brick, or Stefan the Fridge, as I like to call him sometimes, completely losing his man. But that actually is not the truth. This is obviously always unless it's someone like, directly passing the ball to the other team or, falling over. When the team concedes a goal, there's always a collective. There's always some collective issue. It's not always just one guy. Here it's a collective issue, but it's definitely not Stefan De Vrij. It's definitely not Stefan De Vrij. So the ball, there was, I think what happened was there was a long ball. So if you look from top left to right to bottom, that's the sequence of the screenshots. De Vrij ends up being on the left wing back position, and I saw people when I posted this, people are saying, "Oh, De Vrij shouldn't be there." No, it's fine. We're still in our formation. We're set. It's just that De Vrij ended up being on that side as a left wing back, and then he goes out to press. So he's in Dimarco's position, and he needs to press like Dimarco would, and he continues that. There's nothing wrong with what he does. What happens is Dimarco and Zielinski. And actually, I blame Zielinski more when I tweeted, but actually reflecting on it, it's also Dimarco. And I saw De Vrij actually shouted at Dimarco after the goal in the replay. Dimarco completely either needs to go and step into McKennie, because he can see him, he's turned around and he can see that McKennie is completely free there. Or he needs to shout at Zielinski to let him know that there's a guy behind him. Then you can see in the second screenshot on the top right, you can't really see it there, but De Vrij is actually doing this. He's pointing to McKennie and he's saying to either Zielinski and Dimarco, like, no one's picking up McKennie. So This is definitely not on De Vrij. And De Vrij tries to. He's the one sprinting, running back. You can see on the final screenshot at the bottom, once Cabal is making that run. Zielinski's completely clueless. He still thinks he's, oh yeah, this is my CDM position. It's all good. I can just chill here. No, that's the thing with a CDM. It's not just about being on the ball. This is also what Hakan has stepped up to a really high level. He is aware of these positions and these situations. He completely forgets to even look around. Di Marco hasn't stepped in. De Vrij tries, but is way too late. Could Bastoni maybe step out there? But again, he's thinking, he's not looked. He's thinking that, my guys will have this covered. There's not going to be a guy completely free behind me. If he looked, maybe he would have stepped out and let Benji to come in. Because there you kind of 4 at the back. You ended up being 4 at the back. But yeah. Anyway, regardless, this is not to defend De Vrij, just to, show that it's not. I saw everyone blaming De Vrij on this one. It's definitely De Vrij is not the guy to blame on this. This is Di Marco, Zielinski going to sleep, the whole defense going to sleep, because we do swap positions like this a lot of the times. You guys know that we have a very fluid formation when it comes to the positioning. Yeah, exactly. This is just automatic, This is not him rushing out, going off. It's not like we're unbalanced here. We're set in our position. We're deep. We're in a deep block. There's nothing wrong with what De Vrij has done there. It's just complete, utter, disgraceful defending. That's all that is. Yeah, we can't rely like this. Where are we in terms of like defending, guys? Like after the 4 goals conceded today, we must be a mid-table defense in terms of goal conceded. Where are we? 13 goals conceded, guys. 13. We've conceded more goals than Lazio, more goals than Udinese, more goals than Milan, who still are yet to play, but I doubt they're going to concede 4 goals in the game against Bologna, right? 1 less goal than Torino, more goals than Fiorentina, bro. Empoli, Roma, all these shit show teams. Bologna, Italiano. This is Vincenzo Italiano's Bologna. Oh, yeah, they might actually, after the Milan game, get to that. But again, still, you go all the way down to Monza, who've actually played 9 games. We've conceded more goals than Alessandro Nesta's shite Monza team. We can't, at the moment, guys, I don't know. I'm getting to that point where my prediction of Inter retaining the Scudetto, we might have to revisit this. I don't know if I'm there yet, but I'm getting there, because you just cannot continue defending like this. The anger is fully justified, but we did not lose that. Has to be positive. There is. Wow, I'm surprised Debbie is the one here to provide some balance. But I appreciate that, Debbie. Thank you for that. But it's hard today, Debbie, bro. Like, sis, it's when you're 4-2 up, it's very, very difficult for the champions of Italy to take some positive from this. We just have to take this on the chin, Debbie. Yes, it's not a loss, but it's just not good enough. It's just not good enough. Like conceding goals, like this is the level of the derby that we lost to Milan 4-2. Oh no, sorry, what was it? 3-2. When Leao scored and Giroud scored, when we were just like defending like absolute amateurs. Like, how can you leave Weston McKennie completely free to tap it across the box, 6-yard box, completely free to Dusan Vlahovic like that, and letting Dusan Vlahovic end his 8-match unscored streak? Yeah, he continues having those second season with Inzaghi deja vu we've been saying since the start of the season, and we keep getting, because that was the same issues that season. All this defending, all this atrocious defending. We conceded 21 goals last year, and 5 of them were after we won the league. Yeah, we're already, in a few games, we already have reached that at this rate. 21 goals conceded. Akash, thank you for tuning in from India. Yeah, a really good advert, Akash. Yeah, for the neutrals, but I'd rather the advert come from, when Milan play or Milan Juve are playing or Napoli are playing, not when Inter are playing. I don't want the advert coming in our case. And what does one game really do in terms of advert? But yeah, it's nice to see, especially after the El Clasico the other day or yesterday. But just atrocious. Yeah, no, being casual, just going to sleep, just forgetting your man, forgetting who you're marking, the mentality, staying switched on till the end. I just can't believe it, guys. This is the team that last year showed us that they can be absolute killers, kill off games. Once you go up, that's it. Now we're just seeing, again, lots of fragility. Thank you for coming through, Emiliano. Emiliano also makes YouTube videos, so if you speak Italian, check him out, Emiliano's channel. He's recently started doing match reviews and things like that. Yeah, I mean, one also positive, I guess we can take, as Emiliano says here, Juve, before this game, they only conceded 1 goal. I think hopefully we've shown to Serie A, these guys have lots of weaknesses. Without Bremer, especially, you can score on this team. Kalulu, Danilo, that's a shaky back line. They can be beaten. And I hope, some other Serie A teams watch this game and learn from it, that this is not you can score against this team. It's not illegal. And yeah, they don't look that good. They've got some interesting young talents and players, especially, 1v1, likes of Conceição. Conceição's had a better game against Inter than Chiesa ever had, for sure. Yildiz, even Weah looked good. But in general, nothing. I wasn't thinking watching this Juve team this is the champions to be. Let's see when we play Napoli. Those guys at the moment for now look like the favorites now. It's definitely one competition Conte. Yeah, one competition Conte is the guy to watch out for. Them defensive stats are alarming. Conceding more than Monza is shocking, 100%. Getting cooked by McBurger. Yeah, that's the most embarrassing part. McBurger cooking. The guy puts ranch on his pizza, guys. You should be in jail just for that. It isn't just Derby, it's the local one. That's why I feel like it's a loss. Yeah, 100%. Into defensive relegation level. Yep. Here we have more neutrals in the house. Defensive dynamo, another Milan fan. Pivotal space between your midfield and back line is way off. Yeah. Well, today we know why it was, because it was bloody Zielinski playing there. But yeah, lots of defensive issues today. Lots of defensive issues that I just don't even want to get into today. I just want to go through them. And then the second goal, guys. Again, when you look at the screenshot, it looks like where the hell is De Vrij? Why is De Vrij there when he should be marking the front post? But again, here, Mkhitaryan completely destroyed by Conceição 1v1, just with a fake shot, not even an amazing skill, way too easy. Mkhitaryan lets Conceição go to the post, to the end, to the byline, and then the Inter's marking there is absolutely atrocious. But when I saw the replay, De Vrij had to go and mark who I think Cambiaso is there, because then Bastoni had to step in. You saw he tried to slide tackle block the cross, so De Vrij had to kind of step, because otherwise Cambiaso could have been completely free. There again is Zielinski. If you watch the video, you can't see it from the still there. Weah starts from behind Zielinski and ends up in front of Zielinski. So again, I think that's 2 goals. I don't want to say on Zielinski or because of Zielinski, but very heavily due to Zielinski, because he just doesn't have the defensive mindset there in that position to even look behind him and be aware of what's going on. And Weah just comes in for easy tap in. Another absolutely atrocious goal to concede. Absolutely atrocious goal to concede. Yeah, bro. The in that Juve All or Nothing commentary documentary, he's sitting with Chiellini and who is a Demiral, I think, at the time, and they're both looking at him, especially Chiellini, like, what the hell? Like, he's saying to them, y'all put ranch on your pizza? Y'all don't put ranch on your pizza? And he's saying it with pride that he puts ranch on his pizza. Apparently, it's a Texan thing. Y'all do you, I guess, Texans. Yeah. Aslani had a it's definitely not Aslani's career is over. No, Inzaghi said that Aslani would have started, was the favorite to start, but he still had issues with the pain in his knee. He would have started today. So Zielinski started was absolutely emergency. So it's not because Aslani wasn't brought on today. It's not. His career is definitely over, and I don't think Zielinski's performance today. You might look at it here, see the 8.9, 2 goals. His performance today was definitely not one that showed me that, oh, okay, this guy can be the future. Do what Hakan has done, what Brozovic did, and convert to a regista. No. Of course, he's got it's not just about the technical ability. Zielinski, yes, has the technical ability to do it, but it's a whole different level in the defensive side of the game. Nick, I live in Texas, never seen that either. Well, I don't know. That's what McKenny says. So I agree with you. I hope I don't see that. Nick knows. Yes, Gabri, Mkhitaryan got cooked, but he definitely stepped up and redeemed himself with this great goal. Finally, from Mkhitaryan. I mean, this guy has scored literally since the last Milan derby, the first Milan derby last year. Like more than 12 months, this guy hasn't scored, and finally we got one. Again, Benji Pavard getting involved, being high up. First time pass into Mkhitaryan in the space, who passes it into Marcus Thuram. Great 1-2, great hold up play with Marcus Thuram there. Passes it back to Mkhitaryan, who then unleashes a nice shot with his left foot. Poor goalkeeping, I must say, from Di Gregorio. That's his near post. It wasn't like an amazing rocket or anything by Mkhitaryan, and it was curling inwards. It wasn't a out curler. It was an in curler. It wasn't like bright in the corner. But still, really good to see from Mkhitaryan. I want more from this from him. Mkhitaryan, over his whole career. This is the position that he's played his whole career. CAM, second striker, winger. I just don't know what's happened to this guy. He's completely forgot how to shoot. But finally, we saw it. And yeah, he gave us the equalizing goal and redeemed himself from that embarrassing defending on Conceição. Yeah, I don't know about that, Adam, but I just think I don't understand why you wouldn't continue with Barella. I don't think, like, in my mind, I don't know if Barella also would have the defensive IQ to like wake up in this position and be able to. I think also Barella would have made the same mistake here, which is also why I think Di Marco should be a bit more, awake here, like understanding that Hakan's not there, that he needs to also, everyone needs to, in defense, need to be plugging the holes a bit more, be a bit more awake. So I don't know whether the result would have been different. And even, in this situation, I don't know if Barella, again, you can see Barella there, he's not marking anyone either. He's not exactly the most defensively astute player that we have in midfield. But I just don't understand why you wouldn't continue Barella in that position when he's played there. And Zielinski, yes, he's played that position for Poland, but it hasn't played it particularly great. Inzaghi looks very angry based on what he's saying now. Oh, let's go through it, man. I want to see. Again, we have seen Inzaghi this season starting to kind of, some of his quotes have showed disappointment in his players. So let's see. Let me load up Daniele Mari and see what Demone. We need the Demone for sure today. I want to see the demon time. Let's see what he's saying. Yeah, exactly what we said. The neutrals must have enjoyed this. I didn't. There's no such thing as taking 4 shots, scoring 4 goals. Bro, they did not take 4 shots and 4 goals. These guys could have scored more goals for sure. Let me see what the XG. Yeah, they had 10 shots, 3 big chances, 2.17 XG. That is not 4 shots and 4 goals. The defenders are the same. The team is the same. We have to defend better. We'll certainly analyze in the next few days. Yeah, I mean, when you're not going to get, him throwing the team under the bus for sure. You're never going to get that from Simone. But I was expecting something a little bit more fiery today with the embarrassment. We conceded a goal from a throw-in. The ball should, die there. Instead, we let it go out. Cambiaso was very good, but we just never let it go out. There was no sign of there was signs of a goal from Juve. You could see it coming. Again, he's saying taking 4 goals, 4 shots, 4 goals. Nope. We need more determination in the non-possession phase. Yeah, a lot more determination, mate. But we deserve to win because we would have scored 7-8 goals against Juve. We had 4-5 sensational scoring opportunities. Yeah, I don't know about 7-8 goals, but definitely we could have, when we were 4-2 up, we had opportunities to make it 5 for sure. Yeah, anche il primo goal. So even the first goal, you can't concede. Yeah, the first goal is definitely the most annoying of all of them. The first one is absolutely amateur, like leaving McKennie that free to be able to just tap it across to Vlahovic. We have to also, again, this is Simone. Love him, hate him. Look at that. Speaking the negative, but then counteracting with the positive that we created 10 clear scoring opportunities. A team that had conceded 1 goal in 8 games. Yes, I agree with that as well. But today, I really struggle to see how you can take the positives. Yeah, and he's down again. Troppi goal, like too many goals. He's downplaying it again. There's a moment like this. Last game, 2 clean sheets. The shot XG are very similar to last year. You can never concede. Again, he keeps saying there's 4 shots out of 4 goals. But, bro, they had more than 4 shots. They had more opportunities than that. That was not just it. I'm very angry. Okay, there he is. Maybe finally a bit of anger. I'm so angry, disappointment as a coach, but I have to start over. 4 goals will be analyzed. You can take 4 shots. Oh my goodness! Again, 4 shots, 4 goals. Take it. You guys, drinking game. You take a shot every time today. Inzaghi said 4 shots, 4 goals. Jesus. We fully deserve to win. We tripled in the area on Yurdi's 4th goal, something you never do. We made a lot of mistakes. There were sad faces in the locker room, but we have to start over. Bro, I hope there was angry faces. I hope those guys are like falling out with each other and fighting with each other. What's this part saying? Juve is also fighting for the Scudetto. We played well against the Scudetto favorites along with Napoli. It's not an opinion. It's the fact that they have, he's downplaying his, whatever. Not really interested in that. But yeah, usual from Inzaghi, I think he probably does want to be pissed, but this is just his, style of interviewing and the way he. Oh, Johnny in the house. Johnny, yeah, bro, 100%. Make sure you guys check out Interviews Pod. But, yeah, look at that. Johnny is a massive Zoma fanboy, and today even he's saying, and I disagree with the Zoma, the criticism this year, but for sure today, a top goalkeeper bails you out of situations like this, and I don't think he did today for sure. And Dumfries is defending. Let's get into the 2 of the goals. Actually, let's go through the other screenshots. So then it's 2-2. Kalulu kicks Dumfries. Speaking of Dumfries, yes, he had a good game going forward, but if it was just a millisecond, guys, Kalulu had just a bit of a brain just to like hold his kick for half a second. It would have not been a penalty because Dumfries handballs it like an absolute idiot here. Awful control. But luckily Kalulu didn't stop himself and kicked Dumfries in the back of the leg. And then the ball hits Dumfries' hand, like literally a split second after. So we got a little bit lucky there. But fair play, he did win the penalty. And then Zielinski steps up again. This time he goes not in the middle, goes to the side. Di Gregorio aggresses it, almost gets a little hand to it, but not quite good enough. Great penalty by Zielinski. And we go at halftime, 3-2. Finally, we breathe. I'm so happy that we go in that half. That half is over because it was so stressful. But the madness continues afterwards. Motta, has a very punchable face. Oh, here you go. Atlo says, I think he means shots on target. Yeah, but I mean, Atlo, it's not about the shots on target. Like, we know also Lautaro. I'm sure Inzaghi's not talking about just the shots we had on target. The Lautaro opportunities where he shot in the crowd, those were also opportunities, but they weren't on target. Like, let me give you an example. Before Juve scored the equalizer, there was also this opportunity here that's not a shot on target, but I think Cambiaso crosses it in. Bisek and Dumfries sleeping at the far post. Yildiz sneaks in front of them. Free header. That's a massive opportunity, but it's not a shot on target. So that's what I mean. Inzaghi might be talking about the shots on target and the fact that Zoma saves, but that was a massive opportunity where Bisek and Dumfries go to sleep, and it already could have been 4-4 there. That's what I mean. I don't know what Inzaghi obviously is trying to put a positive spin on it, and yeah, maybe on overall Inter slightly maybe deserved the win on chances, but I don't think there was that much of a difference really. And then Marcus Thuram, again, I do not know why the hell he was taken off, but he wiggles through this was just before halftime, I think, actually. Wiggles through the Juve defense, crosses it in. Lautaro hits it first time, not clean. I think it was deflected and hits I don't know what the hell De Vrij is doing up there, but then I think he hits De Vrij and goes out. But that was also a decent opportunity for Lautaro from a great run by Thuram. And then after halftime, Di Marco shoots on goal. Di Gregorio saves it. Brick freeze, complete air shot, and then I tweeted it out. Brick freeze, but he made me eat my words. Like 1 minute later, 2 minutes later, from a corner, ball comes out to him. Absolute disgraceful touch with his chest, like a hospital touch. But then somehow, this guy, he's the funniest player in the world, Dumfries, man. Absolutely funniest player in the world. Like, he can do stuff like this, complete air shot before, then has a hospital touch, but then finishes like Julio Cruz in the far post, and we take the lead. Not brick freeze, star freeze. But then his downfall begins after that point. After that point, the Dumfries downfall once again begins. Johnny says, agreed, made zero sense to take him, especially with how ineffective. Yeah, Lautaro today. I know Johnny's also a massive Lautaro fan. Of course, we have a lot of Lautaro fans in the fan base. I'm a flip-flopper when it comes to Lautaro. I never can really make up my mind, but I thought last season was, the season where he showed us the level that he's become, that he's taken, but now somehow he's regressed worse, even worse than, not even like, because the thing with Lautaro, he's got better every single season. Every single season has been better from Lautaro, an improvement from the previous one. And then last year was the absolute peak. But now, at the moment, this actually might be one of Lautaro's worst seasons at Inter. Like, if you look on reflection, the Conte seasons might have not been amazing in terms of goal scoring, but he was an absolute dog and great in the link-up play. With Inzaghi, he just started stepping up the goal scoring. But now this season, he's not impacting the game. Like today, what did Lautaro do? There was a couple of nice passes here and there that Lautaro, I'm not going to say he did absolutely nothing. There was a couple of nice moments from Lautaro, but even Vlahovic scored today. Vlahovic scored, 8 games without a goal at San Siro. Vlahovic, that's, only 12 passes attempted today. I mean, I'm not going to look too much at his passes percentage. It doesn't really matter for strikers, but 2 shots, none of them on target, 1 blocked, 21 touches. But look at that. This is, Lautaro's bread and butter, the dog. Where's Lautaro's grinta gone? Where's his pressing gone? 1 defensive action, 2 recoveries, lost 3 duels. Where's the dog? 1 out of 4 ground duels, no aerial duels. Where is, this is one thing Lautaro you can always rely on when he's even not playing good, that he's going to be working his dick off. But today there was nothing, and I don't know, maybe because he's the captain now, that he wasn't subbed off. Thuram should not have been subbed off. It should have been Lautaro. Awful. And Lautaro, we got to speak also, is a Juve record. His Juve record is atrocious. Yes, he scored last year, but in general, his record against Juve is really, really bad. I know he's good against Milan, but his Juve one, which is the match where you guys know, of course, I care about the Milan derby. This the top 2 games is the Juve and Milan, but for me, the Juve one is the most important one, and he flops against Juve 95% of the time. Today was another absolute flop. Fiorentina leading Roma. Fair enough. Fair enough. Chico Conceição, yeah, he cooked our players today for sure. Lautaro Costa's a goal from his shit. The goal came from his losing the ball as well. Yeah, thank you, Rocky Ferraro. He lost the ball, tried to claim that it was a foul. Maybe there was a push from Locatelli, but not enough for VAR to overturn, the goal. Yeah, and he cost us a goal from that for sure. I mean, obviously after that there was a shit show defending as well. Mo in the house as well. Bottle job, absolute bottle job, Mo. Yeah, today. You guys know me. I try to be balanced, try to bring off some positivity when I can. But today, disgraceful, bottle job. No other way to describe it. And I'm sure if Mo was going live, he would be swearing left, right, and center, quite rightly. He ate it all. Yeah. He still does not look fit. We know that he came back this season late because of the Copa America, but he still does not look fit. He does not. We know he's never been quick, but he looks even slower this season. He's not going past anyone. He's not dribbling past anyone. He's not creating goals for himself. What's he got in the league this year? 2 goals, 3 goals and 1 assist. Not good enough. Not good enough. Really, really not good enough. Thuram is having to carry. Last year he was carrying Lautaro, but this year it's Thuram carrying us. Before, when he was on goal drive, still affected the game. Now it's ghost-like. Yeah, I mean, again, that was one thing I always used to say with Lautaro, that on those droughts, yeah, like Grinta-wise, he was always there as well. But often I also complain about his general play on those droughts, because he would then force things too much. But yeah, at the moment he just doesn't look in shape. I don't know what it is. I don't know. There's something not quite right with his shape. Yeah, 100%, Matthew. Our defenders are just very passive at the moment. Very, very passive. Milanisti enjoying this. No, we cannot record. I don't want to see a derby like this ever again, bro. Great advert for Serie A, but I don't want to see this ever again. I hope Juve and Milan have a game like this. Milan Napoli, or you guys. Please give me boring 0-0s and 1-0 drabs like we had last year. I don't want this. I don't want entertaining derbies. Please. Too much. Too painful. No. I know, Gabri, it's your it's your thing about the Primavera. I mean, I agree in general, especially in emergency situations. Limone needs to also get the help from the Primavera. But today, are you saying Berenbrook needs to step in instead of Zielinski? No, definitely not. But in general, especially with these injuries at the back, not Primavera. We've got the guy there, Gabri. It's Palacios, Thomas Palacios. We've paid 7 million plus bonuses for this guy. Now it's time to integrate him. Buchanan, it's time to start to reintegrating him slowly into the team. The players are there. He's just not the coach for that. We know he's just not the coach to bring in Primavera players. Lautaro either steps up or get him benched. He's not playing as a world class. No, nowhere near world class level at the moment. Not even near world class. We're talking about just we just want Serie A level. I'm not asking world class level. Just give me, Retegui level, who's not even a world class. Well, he's performing a world class. Or give me just mid-table. He's not even playing. 3 goals and 1 assist. That's not even mid-table striker at the moment. At least give me 5-6 goals. Oh yeah, Mo is doing one later. So yeah, go on Interworldwide and check out Mo. That is going to be fire. That is going to be fire, because at the moment, I know Mo. I think he agrees with me. This is not a championship defending team. This team is not going to win the Scudetto like this. And I think Mo will say the same. Hakan was a big miss, but how long do we get defensive stick? We still miss Brozzo. No, come on, Matimi. Now, don't start on the Brozzo thing. Hakan has proven now that he is, last season, the way that Hakan played, I did not miss Brozzo one bit last year. We miss Hakan today. We miss Hakan, not Brozzo. We miss Hakan today. Hakan is the miss. But at the same time, even Hakan this season this is my been point at the start of the year. People have been like, oh, Aslani, Fratesi. The starters this year haven't been good enough. Hakan hasn't been to the MVP level that he was last year. When I was talking about my team of the season for Serie A until now, The only guys that put in were Ram, Di Marco, Bastoni. No one else would get in. Barella wouldn't get in. Hakan wouldn't get in. Mkhitaryan wouldn't get in. No one else gets in. So there's a general drop-off from our big boys. Before I point the fingers at the Aslanis, etc., the big boys haven't really performed at their level this year. Yeah, 100%, 100%. The next gen needs to happen. But that's like a big project from Juve. Like, their president at the time, Agnelli, who's not their president now, of course, you know why. He said by 2030 or something, he said, I want to see 4 to 5 or like half the Juve team. The vision is that they need to be made up of players from the Juve next gen. Like, that's the type of project that they embarked on 2 or 3 years ago. And you're seeing that that's purposefully they want to breed players to become, obviously sell and make profits, but also be part of Juventus. The likes of Yildiz, they bought Yildiz, they stole him from Bayern Munich. Like, they're buying top level youth players, not just like they're not from Turin. They're spending money or giving heavy wages and packages to their parents to get these top class youth players before they hit 18, 17 to come to Juve, and then playing, they're actually playing real football in Serie C, which is way better than playing youth football. Lautaro has been poor, shouldn't even show up that well in those areas. Yeah, I mean, of course, as an Inter fan and as a Lautaro, our captain, I hope he wins it, but those conversations, yeah, I don't want to comment to sound like a hater, but if Lautaro wins the Ballon d'Or, we've got big issues. But of course, in terms of the year that he had, the trophies that he won, the goals, the MVP, he definitely should be top 3. There's no arguments about that, and he should be in the conversation. But yeah, I don't want to speak about it too much because then people will say I'm a Lautaro hater. Then I'll get put into the Mo category. Mo is the Lautaro hater. Do you think De Vrij was a fault for the third? He did something weird, an extra charge. Yes. Now De Vrij was, that's what the one where Limone was talking about, that we considered a goal from a throw-in. De Vrij or someone they lost, so there was like a bit of a duel from the throw-in, and De Vrij lost that duel, and then they ended up counter-attacking from that throw-in, and that's what we conceded. Let me see if I've got the screenshot of that. Oh yeah, this was, speaking of Lautaro, he almost did score here. This was very, very close. Di Marco corner. Lautaro heads it to the ground, and it just goes past. I think Bastoni even might have almost touched it. But that was very, very close. But then, yeah, so we lose a throw-in, and I think De Vrij was involved in that. But again, you can't solely blame De Vrij there, because then there's like 70, 80 meters of the pitch that they go up, counter us. And then here, as I was saying, Gareth Bale versus Inter 2011 vibes. Yildiz shoots with his left foot, which is not his strong foot, gets it through Dumfries' legs, passes Omar. Could Dumfries and again Bisek done better there to marshal him out? Maybe close him down quicker, stop him in some way. Maybe they could have done better for sure. But the fact that they got all the way there from a throw-in, again, very, very poor. Someone said Lautaro hasn't scored at home for 8 months. What? Bro. Oof. I hope that's not true. Oh, Sophia in the house as well. Make sure you check her out. Again, another content creator that you need to check out. I know I've mentioned a few people, guys, but just keep supporting small YouTube content creators that deserve love. Sophia's another one of them. Unfortunately, she's a Man United fan first, but also an Inter fan. Importantly, she is also an Inter fan, so make sure you check her out. And a female content creator, which you should extra reason to check her out. Not because, for any other reason, but just there's not as many in the world of football content creation. So that's an extra reason. She's an Interista sis, so check her out. And then, yeah, we talked about this one. Could have been 4-4 already. Bisek and Dumfries sleeping at the far post. Bad substitute impact by Bisek. And then, yeah, Yeah, I'm guessing they're talking about in the league football focus, and maybe they're talking about at the league in the league. Lautaro didn't score. Yeah, maybe it's true then. Wow. Yeah, maybe Zoma. The fourth goal definitely Zoma. This is definitely on Zoma. This one again. It is difficult, guys. I have to give it, not just because I always have to make the balanced. I mean, maybe it's the curse of being a Libra, and we always have to make the balanced argument. Like, yes, but it does go through Dumfries' leg. It is very hard for goalkeepers once someone's shot goes through someone's leg because you're not expecting it. But here, he has enough time to react and get. He does get to it. The ball goes through him. That's the issue. So the fourth one, 100%. Zoma has to save it because again, it's not an amazing. Oh yeah, this goal was like this one. I don't know how much I want to blame because it goes through Dumfries' leg and it goes in the side netting. Like that is an amazing finish from Yildiz. Like it literally goes. Even if Zoma was better positioned and reacted, like that is really really amazing finish. This one definitely should have done better because it wasn't in the corner. It wasn't super strong, powerful. Again, Dumfries, Bisek, like as a combination, they got to do a lot better. There's only 3 Juve players in the box there, and we've got how many Inter players? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this doesn't come directly to you. It comes from I think there was a cross, and then it ends up going to you. There's like just embarrassing defending all around. Embarrassing, guys. Whew. But yeah, that's all the screenshots I had today, guys. Let's see. Zielinski definitely not man of the match. I cannot give him man of the match because his game as the CDM in front of the shield in front of the defense, he was not the shield in front of the defense at all. Not that I'm blaming him, like of course it's not his position, but you could be a 16-year-old thrown in there. I'm gonna judge once you're starting, especially you're starting an Inter Juve. I don't care if you're a 16-year-old or a 38-year-old, you're going to be judged the same when you play for Inter. Of course, if a 16-year-old, you give him someone out of position like Zielinski, you can say that there's reasons why he wasn't as good because obviously he doesn't know the role as well. But today's game, 2 of the goals for me, heavily on Zielinski. Of course, so much credit to Zielu for stepping up, taking the penalties. It's nice to have another penalty taker, confident penalty taker in the team when Hakan isn't there. In general, let's have a look quickly at stats. Kept it safe, but things that I would have also criticized Asllani for because he didn't really, control the game, the tempo, make switches of play, and he didn't risk it, like very safe passing from him. Yeah. At least he one duel that he had to win. DiMarco, in general, we had a pretty poor first half. DiMarco definitely stepped up in the second half. He was much better in the second half. But sometimes, look, his percentage today wasn't that good. He wasn't very involved in the build-up today. I was surprised, actually. Dumfries, actually, I think, was more involved. Let me see. Yeah, look at that. Dumfries way more. I don't know if this was an Inzaghi tactic, like to kind of counteract he knew that maybe Cambiaso and Conceição were going to be heavily on that left-hand side, but I felt like we built up more on our right-hand side today, which was kind of surprising because let's see. Bastoni at 30, out of 34 passes. Yeah, look at that. Benji, 55 passes, and Dumfries almost doubling DiMarco. So there was definitely either it was Thiago Motta forcing us to the right-hand side or Simone kind of wanted to try something different. Mkhitaryan in general, kept it pretty safe. Only missed 1 pass. Yeah, dribble pass twice, 2 recoveries, 2 duels, 1. He was decent, Mkhitaryan, probably in the midfield is probably the better one. Definitely stepped up with his goal. Barella, up and down game, up and down. Had a decent shot, the one that deflected, could have almost scored from it. But sometimes dilly-dallying on the ball a few times. You know, he was good that he won some few fouls from it, but he was giving me heart attacks sometimes with the way he was just kind of playing in front of defense. But in general, it seemed like won a lot of his duels, but quality-wise, not the Barella that we would have wanted. Yeah, Fratesi had 2 passes. Let me just show, because Adam's been talking about it since the beginning. Came on, 27 minutes, 2 passes. And there was one moment where, I think it was Barella who passed it to him and he just left it. He let it run, thinking that there was loads of space behind him and we lost the ball. But yeah, like you can't, like when you come in like this, Fratesi has to make more of an impact. Like, you know, sometimes like unless he like gets into the box or shoots, he really like struggles to make an impact. He needs to improve on that. He needs to be more helpful in the build-up and controlling the midfield. And then Darmian, he was okay when he came on, 13 minutes. At one point, Conceição also gave him a hard time. But yeah, Bisek, not really much of an impact. Oh yeah, Inzaghi actually didn't make all 5 subs, so he had room for one more sub. But yeah, would you really bring on Correa or Arnautovic? No, not really. Would you bring on Berenbrook? No. Buchanan, as I said, he's definitely, hopefully, get some minutes with the Primavera this week if they play. Atlani was injured, so yeah, there's not really much Inzaghi could do here with Carlos Augusto out and Hakan out. So yeah, I don't blame him on that. On the other hand, Thiago Motta made all 5 subs. Yeah, especially on, the way like they had more injury issues than us, with all these, look at all these big boys out for them. This is going to feel like a win for Juve. Yeah, Lautaro is definitely Salernitana, man. He's missing Salernitana for sure. But yeah, guys, really, really disappointing result. Very entertaining game for neutrals, but heart attacks for Interisti around the world. We go again. I think we have Empoli midweek. Let me just double check that is true if I remember off the top of my head. Yeah, Empoli midweek. So we have an opportunity to make up for it. But guys, this is not the Empoli of previous years. This is a very, very difficult game. I mean, even Empoli away last year was really difficult. We needed a Di Marco world-class volley from outside the box to win that game 1-0. But this season, Empoli are defending. They have one of the best defenses, not just in Serie A, in Europe. I think they only conceded 6 goals. D'Aversa has them coached to perfection at the moment. Napoli struggle when they went there. All the team, Juve struggle when they went there. So that is not going to be an easy midweek away game. And then we have Venezia home. That should be easier before Arsenal. But we have opportunity, hopefully, to make up for today's shit show. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I know it was not the result and the performance that we wanted. Not enjoyable to talk through. But thank you to everyone that's come through. Thank you for all the interaction. Thank you, Adam, Mattia, everyone, all the regulars in the house. Really, really appreciate you all. Eduardito, thank you again for your donation. I don't know, Rami. I keep seeing this about, he's becoming Handanovic. I disagree with this at the moment. The 4th goal today definitely is on him. But in general, this season, I've not really seen cause for concern for me for Zoma. To me, still looks like a comfortable starter for us. Like, I don't see Martinez challenging him yet. But of course, we'll see how things go on. I will keep a lookout when things are going. But that's the thing, Lord Uxas. We know, like, it's either you sell a big player. That's how it works. So this is the first summer where we've kept the squad. We haven't sold. So every summer, it's hard to do every summer and keep selling and keep replacing. Yes, it's worked till now. But it's also good to keep a core and keep stability. Like, yeah, maybe they got it wrong this year, but we'll see. We'll have to reevaluate at the end of the season. But we can't every season keep selling players and keep replacing. It's worked every year till now, but not every single year. We've lost the Scudetto also, Lord Uxas, by selling players, but we got to the Champions League final, but then lost 12 games. It's not it's not an exact science. But yeah, let's see how things go, guys. Group therapy. Thank you, Timmy. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you agree with me, disagree with me, I appreciate you guys. Very respectful, pretty much the whole chat. I don't see any idiots in here. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you, Sophia, for coming through. Yeah, ragazzi, already pro. Thank you, Badzel. We saw Lautaro because this continues. The problem is now Lautaro. I mean, you guys know, Eduardo, you know me. I've always been on if the right offer comes for Lautaro, I've always been partial to selling him. But the problem now with Lautaro is not even realistic because he earns so much. There's only a few teams in the world that can match the salary that we've given to Lautaro. That is like, a top-notch Premier League, La Liga salary that we've given to Lautaro. The top boys earn that, 10 million, 9 million net plus bonuses. That is top dog salary that not many teams will be able to match. So that is a big issue if you want to sell Lautaro. But again, he's our capitano. I don't want to talk about selling our captain at the moment. He's going, he's breaking goal scoring records, all-time goal scoring records. I want to keep the faith in guys like this. And Lautaro is one of those guys that I want to keep the faith in. Anyway, guys, what a painful one, but hope you enjoyed that. Leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. My goodness, Inter 4, Juventus 4, entertainment, but painful. Defending is optional. Ciao ragazzi, Forza Inter.